Arousal is a physical and mental state of alertness, varying from deep sleep to intense excitement. Anybody who has regularly participated in sport will understand that arousal levels can vary greatly. Think about those times in your sport where you have felt alert and a real buzz compared to when you have felt tired and lethargic. A performer's arousal levels can increase for a number of reasons, including if a match is given a heightened sense of importance, such as a local derby or a cup final, there are an increased number of supporters, they are under pressure, the performers under pressure to maintain their position within that team, or there is a media presence. U theory looks to explain how arousal affects sporting performance. If arousal levels are low, performance will be poor. This is described as under-arousal. For example, a world-class tennis player is playing against a lowly ranked opponent. They're not going to be motivated and therefore they may experience low arousal levels and as a result of that, a low performance level. However, as arousal starts to increase, performance will also increase up to an optimal point of performance, which can be found at this part of the graph. If arousal continues to increase past this optimal point of arousal where performance is at its highest, then performance is going to start to decrease as stress, anxiety, and panic start to set in. This is known as over-arousal. Different activities and skills require different levels of arousal. Fine skills such as putting in golf or taking a shot in snooker require a lot of concentration and therefore require lower levels of arousal for peak performance. However, gross skills such as sprinting in athletics or throwing a punch in boxing can be performed well with much higher levels of arousal. Performers are often required to control their arousal to make sure that it doesn't get too high so that they can perform at their peak level. To do this, they can use stress management techniques such as deep breathing, positive self-talk, and mental rehearsal. When anxious, performers' heart rates and breathing rates will increase. By taking slow, deep breaths, both anxiety and heart rate will be decreased and be brought down so that a performer will feel much calmer. Positive self-talk is a cognitive method of reducing arousal. Giving yourself positive instructions will help you to remain calm and focused on the task. For example, a tennis player may tell themselves that they can serve an ace in order to win a match. Mental rehearsal is another cognitive method. A performer will visualize themselves being successful in their performance. For example, in sprinting, an athlete may picture themselves crossing the line and winning the race. There are two types of motivation: intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation comes from within. It is when our motivation for participating and succeeding in sport is down to pride, self-satisfaction, and personal achievement. We want to succeed for ourselves rather than for others. Extrinsic motivation comes from another source or person, and it can be tangible or intangible. Tangible means something that can be touched, such as being motivated by trophies, awards, or certificates. Intangible means not having physical presence. So this could be a performer being motivated by the praise that they will receive from others if they succeed in sport. Although both intrinsic and extrinsic motivation can breed success, intrinsic is generally deemed as more effective. This is because extrinsic motivation can wear off, whereas that feeling of pride and satisfaction from intrinsic feedback is strong and long-lasting.